Why do they want to remove the chairman of the EFCC? Because the guy is performing. And the guy is no respecter of any person. The guy is just applying the law. And they have not approved his appointment. Up till today, he has been there for like 2 years. What a system. We can all reason.
Just like my colleagues here, we all want to go for lunch. So I don't intend to take much time, but being that Dr. Philip has been a very good contributing person in this workshop, I want to also contribute by trying to re-emphasize what I raised yesterday about the enforceability of social economic rights. You discover that the problem we are having in Nigeria is that most at times when these budgets are made, they will go to areas that they know that the citizens are in need of such services, and they will budget lump sums there. But at the end of the day, they leave that very aspect of the economy more devastating than they made. So I just want to add that as lawyers, like you rightly said, we need to do something about this issue of enforceability of socio-economic rights. Unfortunately, we have a lot of lawyers in the National Assembly, but none of them normally talks about this kind of things. I believe that if such rights are made enforceable, where a particular regime would be asked to account for the funds that were budgeted for infrastructure, funds that were budgeted for health, funds that are budgeted for schools, then next time they will be very careful how they do their budgeting and the implementation. And I believe that once we've got it right at this level, all other agencies will follow suit. I'm so worried and I'm burdened about the issue of salaries too. I don't know what can be done. The state will be owing its civil servants 24 months. These are people that have children in school. These are people that have aged parents that are depending on them. These are people that the whole of their life depend on this salary. And unfortunately, Labour has compromised. In fact, if you will ask my opinion, I want all these Labour organizations scrapped. They are useless, honestly. And if you see the kind of corruption going on in Labour sector, you will be very surprised. I remember they have a lot of saga in Abuja some time ago that Labour collected money that they were mortgaging houses, these billions of naira. They will, after collecting money from people, they turn the whole thing to a child's play, shifting blames and so on. So I want us to really fashion out and also work towards how socio-economic rights in Nigeria can be enforceable. Thank you very much.
This thing is not clear. Can you please drop the mic and speak? Okay. Just make sure you don't use bedroom voice.
So in national planning, we have a lot of planning that have been failing. I look at it, we have a plan and a plan and a plan. And the budget is an instrument to execute most of the projects we have in our social community. I want to ask if some people are set of people, all the machinery they are using, all the policy formulation, is it one that is very wrong? Because we have monetary policy, fiscal policy, they are used as an instrument to execute all these budgets. And what are the problems? Is it the instrument they are using or the policy formulation that are wrong? What are the three key problems?
It is only if we have a destination that we will move towards that destination. We are not practicing management. We are only using guesswork. For instance, out of 8.7 trillion naira to be spent this year, only 100 billion is allocated to the legal sector. How do you think we will be able to prosecute all the cases and provide security with 100 billion? We know what costs are in Nigeria today. Moving from here to Lagos, we know how much it will cost us, ordinarily. And imagine how many cases we have in court. INEC alone, you can imagine the number of cases. State by state, you can imagine the number of cases that are pending in court. If you consider the number of people that are languishing in jail, whose cases have not been mentioned at all, and they have been there over 2 years. Some of them, the punishment for their offenses, they probably have overspent it. Somebody who should be jailed 3 months and is still in custody or in jail for 2 years, 3 years. What are we talking about? We don't have a direction. I said planning, which includes budgeting, but because budgeting is a planning tool, is about 5 things. What to do, how to do it, when to do it, where to do it, who is to do it. And of course, if we add the 6th, how much will it cost? Which is the budgetary aspect of it. If we fail in deciding all these things, you don't know who is going to carry out the assignment. You don't know when the assignment will be carried out. How are you going to plan properly to execute that plan? National plans will fail. In natural fact, we have stopped national planning. We have now replaced it with ERGP or something. Economic growth and something plan. I don't know what it is. And is for only a 3-year period, 2018 to 2020. There is no continuity. When a government comes, it throws away all the plans of the previous government. And of course, we have not been able to carry out what is called value for money audits. Let me share an experience with you. Far back in 2012, I was doing a feasibility report for somebody that wants to establish a fertilizer plant in Nigeria. And I was comparing prices of fertilizer in different parts of Africa. In Botswana, it was, in Naira terms, about 1,858 Naira. In Zimbabwe, it was 2 Naira less. In Ghana, it was 1,850. In Kenya, it was just about 1,860. But in Nigeria at that time, it was 6,500 Naira, a 50-kilogram bag. What makes Nigeria special or different? That they are buying fertilizer cheaper in other countries of Africa, and Nigeria is buying it about 3-4 times the price at which it is bought in other countries. Don't you think that the snake has some fingers or some hands and legs inside? There must be something that we are doing. And it simply means that there are people that are milking this economy. People that are milking this economy. The country is getting poorer, but some people are getting richer every day. And there is no way we can correct the situation unless we have an intervention, a divine intervention. Because I will not advocate here for a revolution. But of course, we can have a silent revolution. We are going back, we are diversifying our economy, we are going back to agric. Agric that we left over 50 years ago, in fact about 60 years ago. The moment we discovered oil, we neglected agric. The whole world is not concentrating on agric now. The whole world is concentrating on technology, for God's sake. See, we are all carrying smartphones. When Bill Gates came and said there must be a computer in every home, we didn't know what he was talking about. Oh, if it will help me, but I can speak to 2,000 and 4,000 without a mic. I'm a teacher, so I must be able to speak to people. When Bill Gates came with his objective, there must be a computer in every home. we thought that it was not going to be possible. But now we know that in the next 12 years or so, our petroleum will no longer find a market in the entire world because we are going to be running on electric cars. And Dubai is starting a revolution this year. They are going to be having air taxis. They are no longer going to clog the roads because there's plenty of space upstairs. We are still battling with internet service. Internet infrastructure is not yet perfect in our country. Do we now want to begin to fly small aircrafts that will take only 1 or 2 passengers from Lagos to Abeokuta? There will be plenty of crashes. Our air space is not safe. Several things are wrong. When are we going to get it right? There cannot be a development plan because the people at the helm of affairs are not interested in development. They are only interested in how much will come to their pockets. They are enriching themselves. If they embark on any project, it is because they are going to benefit from that project. If it is not going to benefit them, forget it. And so, where do we go from here? I throw the question back at you. Where do we go from here? Is this the Nigeria of our dream? And what can we do? It is a question for all of us. It is not a question that I can answer. But we cannot have a development plan until we have people who are development driven. Just issue the order. And will obey. This is a legal.
Yes.
You're very welcome. Very welcome. From Good News International.
The next one is for the Ministry of Justice, Kebbi State.
Kebbi.
Kebbi State, put your hands together for you.
Congratulations. I'm displaying it.
Yes.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
God bless you, sir. Thank you, sir. You're welcome.
The next one goes to Modern University, Uganda. Congratulations. You can be in between the two of you.
Okay, who comes to the left, who comes to the right? Okay. Presented to both of you.
Yes. You
From
can touch
Modern
it.
University, Uganda.
Yes, congratulations. The next one goes to Taraba State University, Jalingo.
Association of University Lawyers. Okay. You're welcome. Congratulations. Congratulations. Okay, the two of you can now watch it. It's for you, not for you.
I hope it's now the first one. Did you? The photographer. Okay, we'll come back to it. The next one goes to the Nigeria Customs Service. Nigeria Customs Service.
Customs.
Nigeria Customs Service. Congratulations.
Congratulations. Congratulations.
So those of us who are not from Nigeria, this is a very powerful agent of government. If your car doesn't have papers and you are caught, you are in soup. Don't drive on the highway. It's good they are smiling at us now.
We are friends here.
Yes. The next one goes to the Parliament of Ghana.
Ghanaian parliament. Okay, they will come back for it.
Okay, the last one goes to Benue State University. Benue State University.
Association of University Lawyers.
Take it and
Congratulations, sir.
And the next one goes to Independent Electoral Commission, Botswana. And of course, Yambogo University, Uganda. Yambogo University, Uganda.
Okay. My friends from the eastern part of Africa, congratulations. I'm sorry.
Thank you very much. Dr. Kemai, please.
A safe trip back home. We want to see you again in Nigeria as many times as possible. Thank you. Well, everything that has a beginning must have an end. Gentlemen and ladies, I have been asked on behalf of Good News International Ventures to do a vote of thanks, not only to the participants but also to the speakers. We know time is a precious thing, and the only thing that fights and battles with each and every one of us in life is time. We cannot buy back time, but there's no doubt that the time that you have spared to attend this international conference is not a wasted time. It is a time that has added value to your jobs. And so, for your attendance, we appreciate. To your organizations, we also send sincere appreciation. It is our prayer that you will get back home safely because people are investing.
I represent the Nigerian.
The investment that you have made is highly appreciated. You have invested time, you have invested money, you have invested effort, and so it's a prayer that this investment will pay off. Because you will add value to the organization, and we will also all add value to our countries. We have gained one or two things. We have cross-fertilized ideas with people,
most of the
and we
people
know
that
where
are
things are wrong, where we need to begin to reshape the economies of our various countries. The economies are various of our various employers.
I have no doubt in my mind that it will add and open our performance as legal officers.
So we pray that the Almighty God will continue to abide with each and every one of us. Before I leave this podium on this vote of thanks, I want to also
like I
sincerely
have said
appreciate
earlier, I have
our
really learned a
handful
lot
who
in terms
has
of generally
always
the
been
papers
on track.
have identified the
He
challenge
has given us
that we have
opportunity
faced in our
to contribute when we need to
day-to-day
contribute.
activities.
He has made
operations
contribution
as
in some
lawyers,
areas
which
for the
are
purpose of maximizing
inadequate
not only
funding
time but also
and
the
some
contribution. Because
bureaucratic
if you are the right place at the right time,
bottlenecks
you will be noticed.
when it
If
comes
you
to
speak
this
at the wrong
tribunal.
time,
So I
it may
will
not go down well.
say that I have
So
gained
it's
a
on
lot,
that note
and
that I
I
also
also
want to
shared
really apologize
experiences
to
from other countries
gentlemen
like
from
Uganda,
Botswana, because we
Tanzania,
did not allow you to
Botswana,
make
Ghana,
the contributions you
and
wanted
others.
to make
And
at
it
their
has
proper
really
time. But today is a good
brought
day,
that,
and I think you
relation, that
have had
brotherhood,
almost all the day
opened our mind
making
to many